Hello, Empower. This is Joanna again with Harmonious.Balance. For your consideration today, is time management an outdated tool of productivity? So as you saw in the video title, perhaps we should adopt the idea of energy management. The source for today's discussion is this book, The Corporate Athlete Advantage, written by researchers at the Johnson & Johnson Human Performance Institute, where they study high-performing individuals, particularly athletes, and correlate their findings to other professions. The premise is that we focus so much on precious limited resources of time and money, but overlook another limited precious resource, our energy. You see, time can't be expanded, but we can expand our energy. In fact, time is only as good as its intersection with energy. Energy in equals energy out. But I would argue that many people are operating from an energy deficit. Their energy expenditure is greater than their energy deposits. Now, if you're like me, you've probably heard the term energy much more recently in our discourse, and it can sound metaphysical, but it's actually based in science. You can refer to the book for more details on that. Also, the concepts of energy management can seem like common sense, but if it were commonly understood, we probably wouldn't find ourselves depleted in 4 key areas: physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Now, these 4 are the energy valences that you see in the energy pyramid on the screen. The pyramid goes from foundational with physical energy to significant with spiritual energy. Physical energy is derived from the union of glucose and oxygen in our bodies and is the cornerstone of all energy management. Physical energy is measured along the scale of being physically tired to being physically energized, with its greatest barrier being fatigue. Emotional energy involves the range of feelings we experience. It's measured along the scale of negative to positive emotions, with its greatest barrier being survival-based emotions such as fear and anger. Now, mental energy is associated with cognitive processes such as thinking and decision-making. It's measured along the scale of being scattered to being fully focused, with its barrier being multitasking and faulty storytelling, which is rather interesting. And lastly, spiritual energy is associated with purpose, values, and beliefs. It's measured along the scale of being uncommitted to totally committed to being aligned with purpose. And its greatest barrier is unclear purpose. Energy is also very contagious, both positive and negative. Energy also gets translated in the end as engagement. When these 4 valences are maximized, the greatest engagement occurs. If you look at the 4 quadrants on the screen, you see what that engagement looks like. With high positive energy as full engagement, high negative energy as toxicity and survival, low positive as recovery and renewal, and low negative as burnout or overtraining. Now, it's important to recognize who around you, including yourself, are actually energizers versus de-energizers. It's also an important part of leadership to convert de-energizers into energizers. Are you starting to see how the idea of energy management applies to everything in both our personal and professional worlds? Now, I'll close out with one final point. I mentioned earlier that we cannot expand our time, but we can expand our energy. One key way to do this is proper recovery. Our energy production is best maintained through intermittent intervals of being fully on and being fully off. Without periodic recovery or renewal, or what they call strategic disengagement, our attempts to expend more energy will fail. And we've all experienced this when we've hit a wall after expending a lot of energy only to experience diminishing returns, but later discovered that after taking a break to recover, that we could take another stab at whatever we're working on and go on to experience success or progress. Now, perhaps when you've experienced that, you didn't know what to file that success under until now. You can file it under an example of proper energy management.